Equity can't happen by mistake. It has to be intentional. It needs to be planned.
Over the last year and a half, we've seen so many different needs coming from our school districts, coming from our community, talking about equity. We thought it would be a great time to begin the work in equity. So walking the walk and talking the talk of equity, digging down deep into the frameworks of equity, bringing in experts who understand the different components of equity and equitable practices and how we can begin to develop equitable policies.
So if it's going to be increasing in designing high quality professional development around racial equity, then you build that plan out.
I've seen teachers who are struggling. I've seen principals who are at their wits' end. But what these last 3 days have done is they've made it very simple for us. The practitioners, the superintendents, the former superintendents who we've had come in here to speak to us have made equity very simple with practical tools that we can implement next week to see change.
What I'm learning from the presenters is that we are all in this together, and that there are many different ways of learning and many different ways of engaging students. Use as little paper as possible, even though we know that there would be paper, and find a way to do as much in a digital environment as we can, because that is how the kids would be engaged. Our young people, the ones that I'm dealing with, which is the ones that are delinquent or the ones that are getting in trouble, education doesn't seem to be the primary focus for them. And we need to try to find a way to meet them where they are, to get them to refocus on education, and hopefully they can have a better life because they get education, they have access to better opportunities, and we can stop the cradle to prison pipeline.
We want everyone in our community, especially Harris County, to be successful, and I want it to be that resource. So if school districts need some support with restorative practices, with school safety, with emotional safety, I wanted all of that to encompass this week's boot camp. And so that's what was on my heart and mind as we planned this equity boot camp this week.